Blog Talk Radio.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D, co-host of GXT Radio Show. Want to welcome you guys tonight. It is October 20th, 2016, and we got a good show for you guys tonight. But first, I want to shout out Clint.
What's going on, people?
Yeah,
we got a good show lined up for you.
Yes, absolutely, we do. J-Ro will not be on the call today, so we just ask that you send him and his family and quite a few friends a couple prayers. They lost a loved one today, so we definitely want to send our condolences over to him, and we miss him on the show, but we know that, you got to deal with things the way you deal with things, so he will be missed.
Peace and blessings, brother.
Yes, indeed. Losing somebody is never good, and it's a hard process, so we just hope that he is okay during this time, and we pray for him and the multitude of friends that lost their friends. What did I say? What I want to say? Oh, yeah. Welcome to today's show, like I said already. Check our website, gftradioshow.com. If you are listening right now, you are on blogtalkradio.com/GFT Radio Show. Tonight we're going to be talking about cheating. We got a lot of different questions we're going to be asking throughout the show. If you guys want to drop some more information or share your input or personal experience, you can call us at 657-383-1155. The phone lines will open at 10:15. So if you call before then, you're going to be on hold for a little bit of the time, and we will put you in after 10:15. We're going to kick this show off. So the first question I want to ask is monogamy obsolete? Because in this day in 2016, everybody's cheating, whether they're married, dating, things like that. So do you think that being monogamous is obsolete, Clint?
No, I absolutely do not think monogamy is obsolete. I know a few relationships. Well, to your point, you really don't know. But, from what I've observed, I know quite a few of my friends who don't cheat.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't speak for the other half.
Yeah.
And that goes for male and female when I say friends. So, I can't speak for that other half. I can speak for me wholeheartedly, though. I've been single for a while now, and even before my previous relationship, I was single for a while. And my mind is still feel like I want to play the field. There's no need for me to be in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I have no problem with being upfront. So I know I can be when I'm in a relationship. If I get into a relationship, that means I'm really digging this female at this particular time. So I really have no interest in the other female unless the relationship is ending, and then why cheat and just end the relationship. You feel me? Like I don't believe it.
Yeah, I don't want to say that I believe it's obsolete. I know people that are in relationships, like you said, that are not out there doing well, as far as I know, because you don't know what anybody's doing behind closed doors. But as far as I know, they are not cheating. And I know people that are in relationships, and both parties are cheating. And I know at one point in time, if you cheated, somebody found out, they kick you to the curb. Now it's becoming, I don't want to say acceptable, but it's like one of those things you work through and you move on. And, the mantra, once a cheater, always a cheater, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be real honest. I have cheated in past relationships that I was in. I have cheated. I've been cheated on, so I understand from both angles. For different reasons, my reasons vary. And, I always thought to myself, like, if I cheated, it had to be a real reason, or I had to be lacking something in a relationship that I was looking for, whether I expressed it to my other half and they just ignored it, and, you just kind of do you at this point, at some point, stuff like that. But, I don't want to say I don't condone cheating. I mean, people cheat for different reasons. Whatever you choose, that's on you. I just don't like to, I just think that if you're going to cheat, be smart about it. Don't be dumb. A lot of people do dumb things that are just dumb, and they get themselves caught out there. But I think if you're one of the people that you don't want to be cheating on, you shouldn't cheat. And Basically, if you're going
I don't.
if you get caught, you get caught.
Yeah, I don't got time for all that. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like I just, it shouldn't be that complicated.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have so many, you know what I mean, stipulations to a relationship. It should be real simple. You know what I mean? If you digging me and I'm digging you on a certain level, and we decide to partake in a relationship, at the end of the day, that's the only thing we should be concerned about. Now, every relationship has its issues.
Yeah.
So if issues arise, we got to communicate.
And
now, if we can't communicate, right then and there, that's let me know that the relationship is in danger. It's basically over. If we can't find a way to communicate to work through it, the relationship is basically over. So at that time, you feel me? There's no need for me to cheat on you. Just end the relationship. I'm not. And then if you cheat on me for whatever reason, I'm not into the playing the game or trying to get back at you or, all right, well, I'm going to go do my thing. Well, yeah, I'm going to go do my thing, but it's going to be without you.
Yeah.
There's no relationship anymore. Just end the relationship.
That's why I don't understand, like, when and that's the one thing I don't understand, like, I know people that are in relationships currently. They're both cheating. They both call each other on several occasions, and then you come and say, well, such and such did blah, 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 and I don't believe he did that. Did he cheat like last year? Like, what are you talking about? You're still with him. Like, at that point, if you're the person, like I said, when I got cheated on, and I was stupid because I knew, like, from the first day that he decided to step out, I knew something was up, because if you were front of my ass 24/7, all of a sudden you just not in front of my ass, something is up. Like, and that's one thing I think men are creatures of habit. And it became a point when he would stop coming home, and I was just sitting home, like, waiting for him to come home. I knew damn well he wasn't coming home, and it was just like, and then I thought to myself, I want to do some get back. I'm going to be like, what if, and I used to always threaten him, like, what if I go fuck somebody? He's like, why would you say it to me? Because I know you're doing it. But at the same time, you got to kind of, and like I said, sometimes you get so caught up in a relationship, and I know from my personal experience, I was so caught up. This dude did everything under the sun. Bill was like, somehow he was going to work this shit out. And it took everything in me to realize that situation was not working. It was not healthy for me, and I had to go. But I sat through being cheated. I sat through the girl calling my phone, showing up at the house, like all that. And I still was like, oh, well, he still loves me. Yeah, but he's still fucking you. So, at some point, I think you get so jaded in your relationship, like you so hung up and you so in love. And I think for the most part, I know for me, I didn't want to start over again. Like, I had invested years in a relationship, and it's like you just cheated on me. Like, we had about 3 good years, and then by year 4, you was on some other shit. And, even though you was on some other shit, we made it to year 5, and then finally the shit hit the fan, and it was like, let me go. And then I didn't even go bullshit you. It was for a while we went on break, and I came right back for the same shit to happen. And, it took for him to get married while we were dating for me to realize, I didn't leave him and hung alone. Not only did he get married while we were dating, he got married after he got married to this other female while we planned to get pregnant, get a place, and get ourselves, we both were working and trying to get ourselves together and work things out. Because, we had been together for so long, planned the whole pregnancy, got pregnant, found out we was pregnant, we was all excited, shared the news with everybody. A week later, this nigga married somebody else. Like, that was my reality. And that hurt, but at the same time, I think I needed that type of hurt, because I would have sat there still being dumb while this nigga was doing whatever the fuck he wanted with that same chick that been from the very beginning, like, and you kind of get so wrapped up into that situation that you see it's happening, it's happening, you just still stay. And that was one of my next questions, like, when you get cheated on, why do we stay? Because I know with women, we stick it out. With men, if you cheat on a man, and he finds out, you every name in the man book, F you wasn't going to be shit, it's over, and, you go bum bitch, like, this everything, you everything. And niggas can't get over that. But with females, we more accepting, like, you cheat, okay, we'll take you back, and then you do it again, it's like, oh, now you really hurt me. And by the 7th time it hurt you, you finally like, oh, let me get my life together. Like, come on. Like, when does it become a point where you just leave the situation and let it go? I know I just said a lot.
Well, yeah, but first of all, you know what I mean, to get to your point to why people stay in relationships that they're being cheated on, I think some have to do with insecurity.
Mhm.
I think a part of it has to do with fear. You know, every situation is different, but these are just some of the elements that's involved that make people stay. You know, being insecure, fear, you know, comfortability, and then some like the drama.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people like that drama.
Oh,
Me myself, I don't like all that drama.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because I know, I overdo it.
Mm.
You feel me? And so I don't even like to get involved in all that nonsense.
Mm.
You feel me? Like, I just can't deal with that. That's just me personally. So, you know, you're right. Men are more prone to, all right, it's over. You cheated on me. It's done. F you. You know what I mean? You ain't shit. I don't ever want to hear from you again. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know, men more sensitive than females. You know what I mean? That's a blow to a man's ego.
I think we all know that one.
Yeah. You know,
that one chick, y'all mad at every female that fuck all y'all bitches ain't shit. That one chick wasn't nobody else. It's just her. Like nobody else.
Exactly. But you know, it's a lot of them one chicks. You know what I mean? Because you know y'all outnumber us.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So you know what I mean? Whether right or wrong, you know, it's like, you know, they say men cheat more, but it's like, to me, I think women cheat more.
I would have to agree with that. But go ahead.
No, I mean, I think women cheat more because, first of all, it's more of y'all, and then y'all have more opportunity. Y'all have it, you know what I mean? Y'all are, you know what I mean, approached way more than men. You know what I mean? And y'all are human.
Women got niggas on the bench warming. Yeah, bench warmers.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Exactly. You feel me? Like, y'all, you know what I mean? Like, especially if you official, if you're an official female, you look good, you handle your business, you got good character, good personality, whatever, you know what I mean? You're going to attract a lot of men. And at the end of the day, you're human. So unless your man is on top of his game at 100 at all times, you know, you can't tell me, even in the slightest, you going to flirt.
Yeah, but I know that I'm a bitch flirt. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna front like that. I flirt with everybody, but that's women included. I flirt with everybody. Like, hey, you know, I be a little, you know, maybe it's a little bit extra, but I'm a bitch flirt. I've been like that all my life. But yeah, definitely, you get that, you get way more attention, and you have to kind of like draw a line at some point if you know really ain't got that life, you know. No, I mean, you know, some people, you know, be on some other shit. But, you know, you got to be mindful of what you're doing because some people take that. You can't flirt. I mean, I'm a flirt, but you can't flirt with everybody because people be serious. Like, oh, you flirt with them, you want them. It's like, no. I flirt with everybody. Don't take this shit personal. But, you know.
So let me ask you this. Now. Do you like, I don't believe in second chances. Now, I mean, you already stated before about the past. But in your current, you know what I mean, situation, do you believe in second chances? If you was to get cheated on right now.
If I was to, that's a question because my thing with that is, and it's going to sound messed up because I'm smart, I know a lot of things, but I don't know. I would be more hurt if it was somebody that I knew was creeping and waiting. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how that dude that never sent his chick and they ain't together no more and she just waiting around and all of a sudden you find out that nigga cheating on you with that bitch. That's how I think a lot of females be. Like, you cheat on me with some random person, but you cheat on me with your baby mom, I'm punching you in their face. And there's no comeback from there. Like, at that point, there's no comeback. But if it's some random chick, but then again, I don't know because I've been cheating on in the worst way. So me personally, I don't know. I don't think I would give a second chance because, like I said, that time I got cheated on. That was the most horrible way of cheating on somebody. That's fucked up where you could do anything. It was like a slap in the face and a kick, and it spit on me while I was down. That's how that felt. I would never allow somebody to make me feel that way again because I felt that. I had to deal with that. I had to recover from being hurt to that magnitude. So I don't think I would ever let somebody allow me to feel the way I felt that time. No. So I don't think I would. I think it would be like a done deal. Like, and I don't think I would. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't think I would. I gotta think about that because I have like even my current relationship now is certain things that I had to address because it reminded me of that relationship. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, sir. You have to have a discussion. And I told him flat out, like, this is how I'm feeling. And if I feel like this, we have a problem because I don't play that. Like, I'm not like I was single for a long time after that. Like, this is the first relationship I've been in since that situation. That was back in like what 2008, 2007. So I was single for that time up until maybe 2014. So 2014, I've been in a relationship since 2014. That's a big ass yes to be single. Like that's how much I didn't trust people because I had been through. Like I said, for me, my personal worth, that was my worth. I'm not going to allow anybody to take me back to that. So if I feel like we're flirting with that, I'm going to address it. If we go and keep tiptoeing near that relationship, that same issue, I'm a dead because you're not going to put me back there.
Yeah.
I think some people have to get to that point. You have to, and it sucks to say that, but I think that some people have to get to that point when you get hurt to the absolute worst and it hurts you to your core. If you just can't, like, you know how you get hurt and you can't bounce back from it immediately, take you a minute. Like, if you get hurt like that, you need to, and I tell people, like, I tell friends, when they tell me their stories and stuff like that, I'm like, listen, I don't want you to get to the point where I was at, where you kind of lose yourself and you have to figure out who the fuck you are because you got so caught up in that shit that you lost yourself. Like, I don't ever want to lose who I am. I know I'm not the best person, not perfect, but I would never let nobody take me to that point. And I don't want anybody that I give a fuck about, like friends, family, homeboys I know, to ever get lost in that situation and be so lost and losing themselves. I would never want you to get to that. I would want you to learn from example rather than go to that whole situation or go to something similar to that and then be all broken and got to start over. Because when you get broke like that, it's not easy. It's not easy bouncing back.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. I mean, you want to give out the number to make sure?
Yes, I definitely want to give out the number. You guys can call in. Our number is 657-383-1155. You definitely can call in and join this conversation. We getting real here, guys. We're having that real discussion. So you guys want to chime in? I know, like I said, I got a lot of Facebook people that hit me up when I posted this on my Facebook page. They were commenting. I'm like, yeah, it's all good. You're commenting. I need you to go call us tonight, and I hope you guys. If you don't call, you're listening. I would like for you to call and just drop a couple lines. You don't got to be on here the whole call. You can talk for like less than 5 minutes, but just to share your opinion on things is a definite good idea.
And another thing y'all can do, so those y'all that's out there listening, especially those who know us personally, you know what I mean? You know, we give out our Facebook pages every week, or Twitter. We give out our Instagram. Y'all can hit us in there with questions too. And then we can bring it to the show. You know, if y'all don't want to, you know, if you feel me, you don't want to be on the radio or whatever, let us know. Hit us there. And those of y'all who have our numbers personally, y'all can text us while we're doing the show, you know, because I've got that plenty of times. And, you know, and can chime in that way. And I can bring it to light that way. So, you know,
and it's funny because I got somebody tweeting me right now on Twitter at Mr. Doc. He just tweeted me. He said, women know how to cheat, and they flirt a hell of a lot. And he says, the hurt that you felt from being cheated on, did it screw up the view on monogamy, or there's no feel like that? And to answer your question, I don't, in a way it kind of did screw up my monogamy, even my view on being monogamous. But at the same time, I respect being monogamous. I feel like if you're with somebody and you have that one-on-one relationship and you guys are doing what you're doing, you should be monogamous to the point where you can have discussions. I mean, it's funny because I had someone basically, my situation is a little bit different, and I am having a conversation with one of my friends, and she was just like, she encouraged me to cheat. I'm like, oh shit, wait a minute. And then weird because you got people that do encourage you to cheat on your other half, but you know it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to do something like that. So I mean, just be mindful and be smart about your decisions because at the end of the day, the shit can come back and bite you in the ass. So.
Okay, that's a good question.
Yeah, that really was a good one. I do have another question. I'm on Twitter right now. I'm sorry, I'm just tweeting, trying to answer these questions. Now, I know that you guys men say women cheat more. I would agree to a certain extent, and I think we cheat more. Women, I'm sorry, I'm calling this out. I'm being honest though. I think women do cheat more. We just don't get caught as much as men do. As I said, and not to be chauvinistic or but I think that men, like I said, men are a creature of pattern. They do things in a pattern. They get set. You date somebody, you get set in this little pattern. Y'all cool with that, and that's just how it goes. When you break that pattern, it raises a red flag. At least in my eyes, and I'm a female, it raises me a flag. If you do something different, I got a question like, what you doing? But with women, we're more discreet. We know how to cheat and put it into our everyday life and not make it stand out. That's just me. What do you think, Clint?
What about as far as women cheating more?
Like, who do you think cheats more?
Oh, women. Easily. That's what I said earlier. I know women cheat way more than men. Way more than men. Like I said, y'all have more, you know what I mean? It's thrown at y'all too much. And y'all are only human. You feel me? At the end of the day, you feel me? A man ego ain't gonna never let him say a real man, ain't gonna never put another man ahead of him. But he know, you know what I mean? There's dudes out there that's handling their business probably better than him, you know what I mean, at that moment. Or you feel me? And then he know his woman. He know what his woman attracted to, what she like. You feel me? So if that type of dude, if them type of dudes be hitting her or she around them type of dudes, he gonna be skeptical. He know she going, you know what I mean? Like sooner or later she gonna fall prey. Especially if they going through something. Like she gonna fall prey. It's just it is what it is.
Now my question to you is, do you believe in giving a female a second chance if she cheat on you, or you just think it's done? Yes.
Oh yeah, I told you already. Like it's over with me. Like,
that's most men, but
yeah. Like we don't even got to talk no more.
Okay, so now my next question. I got another question now. Okay, so you know how like I said, men always have that one female that just do them completely wrong, and they just hate all females from that point on. The same question that Mr. Doc asked me. Do you think that gauges their opinion on monogamy? Like once they're cheated on, they're just like, fuck it, I'm gonna cheat on bitches now because so and so broke my heart.
All right, now phrase the question for me again. And you said.
I said, you know how when a guy gets cheated on, right?
Exactly.
And he's hurt, like to his core. Y'all men take things a little bit harder than we females. Y'all don't bounce back as easy as us. But so once he's cheated on like that, he's hurt like that. Do you think that his sense of monogamy, like his thoughts on monogamy, changed after that?
Yeah, it would. I done seen it happen. You feel me? So I can't say that it doesn't. I seen some of my boys when we was younger. You feel me? They was, like one woman men. You feel me? That's all they was in love with it. Had a crush, big old crush or a lot of feelings for a certain female, and that female didn't reciprocate those feelings. You feel me? Or hurt their heart. You know what I mean? They turned cold hearted. You feel me? So every female after that, you feel me, was just a victim. They just didn't know it. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing though, because like I said, when it becomes the difference between women and men when it comes to cheating. Women are more acceptable and not really acceptable. They're more willing to give you another chance. And when men are cheating on you, like fuck you, I'm not, like it's over, and then they just hurt, and after that, any female after that gets the wrath of that, and they're not deserving of it. So it's crazy because most men say that don't bring your baggage from your last relationship to the current relationship, and y'all do it more than we do.
Not necessarily.
No, you do, because if y'all get cheated on, you bring all that baggage to somebody you just met that they never cheat on you, and now she just like the rest of the females because it's your heart.
Nah. See, most dudes. most dudes like that have been cheated on cold hearted. They ain't really looking for no serious relationship. You feel me? Because they don't trust you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They don't believe in y'all. You feel me? So why would they even really, want to embark on that situation again? Now, you may have some, who took time to learn that lesson and decided to choose wisely and get in a relationship again. But those dudes, you feel me, they, they done matured up, they done leveled up, so they not really broken like that.
Mm.
But at the same time, they probably still cautious. They probably still a little skeptical, but they ain't broken. Now, I mean, some of these dudes out here is broken, just like a lot of these females. You see it, it's so bad out here, that females, they actually entertain the side chick. Like, the side chick shouldn't even be a phrase. It shouldn't even be something we're talking about. Like, how did you, belittle yourself to deal with somebody knowing you're dealing with somebody else? Oh, that's just his side chick. I'm the main one. Like, are you serious? You feel me? Like that.
And that's what, as females, I hate that. Like, I know how many people I see on Facebook that be, and it's females. Like, these females, oh my God, I just want to slap them and choke the shit out of them because you fucking sound so dumb and you start accepting of this. Like, first of all, this is why you're going to keep getting cheated on, because you're fucking dumb. How do you sit out your face, let alone put on social media? Oh, yeah, he got side bitches, but I'm wifey. You sound dumb. So you're basically saying it's okay that he got side bitches and all this extra stuff as long as he takes care of home. That's dumb. So you're accepting the fact that your man is fucking somebody. And at that point, I hope you guys are using condoms. I hope you guys are getting tested regularly and shit like that, because that's dumb. First of all, if you're cheating on me, I'm not going to knowingly say, well, no, I did it. That time I did it. But now, I'm not going to, you cheat on me, I'm like, you know what, it's okay, because I'm going to take care of home. No, nigga, I don't share. If you want to be dealing with this chick, then go be with her. Don't be in my face trying to still tell me you still love me. You up in this next bitch face, and I got her calling my phone acting dumb. And that's one thing, like side bitches, most side bitches want to be known. They want to be like, oh, hey, wait a minute. Or they want you to leave your girlfriend and shit like that, so they got to do shit that's extra. Like, I found out about the girl because she called me and then told him I called her. First of all, I didn't even know who the fuck you were. How did I call you? But, like, that's dumb because she wanted to be known. Like, this is, y'all set yourselves up for failure. And to the females that's accepting of this is fucking stupid. There's no way to say that it's not, oh, no, that's cool. No, you sound fucking stupid, you look stupid, and you are stupid. Because you're sitting there knowing your man is fucking Rachel, Dominique, and Keisha, and you just saying, oh, don't you take care of home, you're dumb. That's it. I don't know what else to tell you. You stupid as hell, and he's smart enough. And why I'm going to hate on him? He getting the best of everything. He could fuck 3 other bitches and you still acting like you just always think it's the best shit in the world. You're dumb, and why should he leave? He having his cake and eating it too. Why? And don't tell me, oh my God, he cheated on me. I can't believe it. Bitch, you know about them 3 bitches. What you about? And then you out there fighting these bitches and videotaping and being on Facebook. Like, y'all are in what we call a monogamous. You motherfuckers are all y'all sister wives or sister girlfriends. Motherfuckers, then y'all might as well just live together and make this shit work and just be like, cool. Oh, I know these fuckers on stuff. We all live together. You might as well do that. Because y'all going to be on Facebook. Y'all going to be friends on Facebook arguing and post videos of y'all fighting and just being dumb. Like, come on. Have some respect. At least that much. I'm sorry. I guess, that part. That's what pisses me off more than anything. Don't be allowing niggas to be fucking other bitches and you sitting there saying, oh, well, it's okay. As long as he takes care of home. You're stupid and I can't. If you say you're my friend, we can't be friends no more because that's dumb as hell. And I don't accept that.
Yeah, but it's so sad because a lot of women do accept it, and then you have these women out here that be like, hey, man, but mainly women. I'm calling y'all out tonight.
Don't be going out. I'm going to do that. You ain't about to do that because niggas like to be side niggas too.
Nah, I mean, but
niggas like to be side niggas too. They all will be like, oh, what's the question? He was like, call me.
Ain't no other man going to accept a side nigga. his girl having a side nigga. But more women will accept the side bitch. Even if she act like she don't. You feel me? The reason why she accepting it, because how do you know your man is cheating, right? You feel me? He's blatantly cheating on you, and you know this, but you still stick it out. You don't want to lose to her. It ain't even about him no more.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? And that's how bad. That's pathetic. You feel me? That to me, that shows no self-worth. Because if you love yourself enough, you be like, man, I'm not about to put myself in this situation. You can have him. I'm out of here. You feel me? I can do better.
That's something I had to learn. Like, I was there back when I was younger. I definitely was there. I was young. He was older than me, and I was all caught up in his little web and everything. And like I said, you have to kind of grow from it. But if you're 30 years old and you still just accepting that shit, you dumb as hell. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm serious. Like, at some age, you got to understand that, this shit ain't right. And then it's worse for when you married and you know your nigga cheating on you and you just like, well, I'm white. We married, I got the ring. You dumb. You are married to this man. You know he's fucking somebody else and you just still saying, I ain't going nowhere. And she's not going anywhere either. Mm-hmm. Like, what are you talking about? If you're going to be like, I'm better than this, then leave that nigga, because apparently ain't no, I just, no. It's just, no.
So let's look at it from a different angle. Do you think monogamy is natural?
I think for some people it is.
So you think, I'm talking about by nature, like, do you think that's how it's supposed to be? Or is that something that we rationalize due to our emotions, that, one person, it should be, everything should be monogamous. You feel me? Because
I think, like, I look at it like from this standpoint. I think that way. I think we do rationalize it for our emotions, because if you look at, like I said, if you listen to the Bible, like read the Bible and stuff like that, or learn anything about the Bible, stuff like that, you know that these people had multiple wives. Like, these people in the Bible had like about 6, 7, 12 wives. Because they were supposed to be fruitful and multiply, and they married these women, and they had polygamous marriages back in Bible times. I think, and even now you see some kings and some queens in different areas, different parts of the world that have more than one wife. So I think that to a certain extent, I don't want to say emotionally, but I think like when you get down to somehow it was the laws, it was like, this is what it's going to be. This is how it is, and we want you to only marry one person and this and the third. But I think that some people are for monogamy and want to be monogamous with one person. They want that one person to satisfy them and be that whole, like, satisfy them every way, shape, or form, whether physically, mentally, spiritually, intellectually, and everything. They want them across the board. But realistically speaking, in relationships, you probably won't find somebody that thinks all of that in one person. So, you could be in love with somebody and be with somebody, and you can connect with somebody else differently, and you have that connection, and it's not something you can explain, but it's not what you have with whoever you're with, whether it's a spouse, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or whatever. So, I think physical monogamy, I think it could be. I think it's. I wouldn't say that should be it. That should be something that should be maintained. But different type of monogamy, like as far as, especially with intellectually and different. Like I say, you connect with somebody at a whole different level. It's unexpected sometimes. So I don't know.
I by nature, I don't think it's natural. You feel me? Like, it's a reason why it's more y'all. It's always been more y'all than us. Yeah. You feel me? Because y'all carry, we plant the seed, but y'all carry it. So now, y'all have to give birth. Y'all the ones that give birth to everything. So it's up to us, to, impregnate. Just we talking about nature here. If you look at throughout all the animal kingdom, that's basically how it is.
Yeah, they basically meet with multiple.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I think that's by nature, by nature's law. I think, you know what I mean, we go against it.
That's why people say we go against our own nature, because our nature not to be, in our nature we're supposed to be, whatever.
Yeah, we're not supposed to be monogamous. Really, that's how I see it. I think how it's said, because it ain't just, in the old times they did it, they still do it today. Mormons, it's a lot of people, it's polygamy, even though it's illegal in America, it's still a lot of people in America who practice it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Across all races, and different religions.
Even in the Muslim faith, they basically say you can have more than one wife, but you have to be able to provide, and that's the thing. You have to be able to provide equally. You have to be able to provide for all of them. You're going to have multiple wives. You have to be able to provide for all your wives and all your children. If you can't provide, then you don't need a second or third wife. And that's the thing. So.
Do you think you can do that?
What?
Polygamy. Do you think you could be?
I'm stingy. I want it all to myself. No, I am. I ain't gonna lie. I might get mad. Wait a minute. I mean, I might share, not we all both get married, but we might have little moments. I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Get them popping every so often. But no, that's mine. And these no, that belongs to me. That's mine. That's mine. So
I can think.
Yeah, so that's where I'm coming from.
I don't think I can. I don't think I can do it, because I know, for just personally knowing me, I don't have the patience. You feel me? So, to put up with two women.
Oh, wait, we're not that bad.
Let alone some men be married to 3 or 4 different women, or even more. You nah, I couldn't. Not even.
What if you could have? So what if you only had 2? What if you were able to? What if in this time we were able to have? You were able to have 2 spouses, 2 wives. Would you not want that? If only you could. The mechanism to have it still.
I mean, they got to be some special type of women. You know what I mean? For me to even have one wife, she got to be something. You know what I mean? To me, she got to be amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't just getting married just to get married. You feel me? If I get married, you gonna know that Clinton thinks she is amazing. You can't tell Clinton nothing about her.
Yeah.
You feel me? So to have 2 of those?
Yeah.
Oh no. It's not.
Hold on, Sam. We got a caller.
All right.
Caller, what's your name and where you from?
What's up? This is 12 Kyle calling from Atlanta. How y'all doing tonight?
Hey, that's my pretty buddy.
What's going on?
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. What's your thoughts on our topic today?
Oh, this is a great show. I've been listening. Y'all said a lot, man. I'm trying to think where I want to start. What y'all was just talking about as far as the, I know, right? As far as
you could have. Go ahead.
As far as it being where you're talking about it being natural, I agree with Clint. I don't think it's natural. I think it's just like everything else. Most of what we do it's a learned behavior, right? So it's learned that we are because you were taught at an early age. Okay, hey, you're supposed to like girls. You're supposed to have one girlfriend. So I think it's like any other behavior that we have. I think it's learned, because if you think about it like this, there's 7 billion people on the planet. So if it's learned, then if it's not learned, if it was natural, then that must mean that we would need to be with everybody. And nobody would try to settle down or anything like that. But I think a lot of it deals with what it is that you want in a relationship, And, I was listening to you guys earlier talking about, some of the trials, like some of you were talking about, being cheated on and stuff in previous relationships. I think sometimes that stuff, it carries over and lingers over, and it boils down to trust, So if you don't, and a lot of times, your experiences, good and bad, affect how you may or may not trust the next person. And so sometimes we never get over that stuff, and we take that stuff into the next relationship. And if you have trust issues, then, to be honest, if a woman gets into a relationship with a man, or vice versa, a man gets into a relationship with a woman, and they know that person has trust issues, they're probably more likely to be cheated on, because the person may think, okay, well, hey, if they're gonna, they've got trust issues, I could cheat, and they're probably not going to go anywhere. Especially if they know that you've done that in your past too. So, it's really about how you go about handling it. And I think we have to be a little bit more mindful as to, and be open and honest about what it is we want before the relationship starts. And I think you can, and again, that's not to say that somebody wouldn't cheat, but it's just, I think if you're open and honest about who you are and what it is that you want and what you're willing to put up with, I think you kind of set the ground rules for what you'll take or won't take.
I definitely agree with him. That's why I always say, communication is paramount in any relationship. It is. That's why I say once we can, if we're in a relationship, I know me personally, I would just speak for me. If I'm in a relationship and the communication starts to break down to where we can't come to no understanding, I don't mean just talking to each other. I mean communicating, coming to some type of agreement, some understanding with each other. If that no longer exists, there's no relationship anymore.
Yeah.
And you should also have that, in my opinion, you should also have that standard in the beginning when you're getting to know someone. Because I think a lot of the issues now with relationships is, everything is microwave. They need it quick.
Right.
People scared to be alone. So they quick to hop into a relationship, not fully getting to know someone, just being infatuated with them. More people get into relationships over infatuation instead of really just getting to know a person real deep, because you're giving them yourself. You're giving somebody all of you. That's how I see a relationship. So if I'm giving you all of me, I need to know all of you, because I have to know how to proceed. I have to know how to deal with you. You know what I mean? And I have to let you know how to deal with me when I'm in my moods, when I'm in, you know what I mean? So I think communication, when he said that, that's key. If you don't have that, from the beginning, you have nothing, in my opinion. And that's where a lot of the relationships, people start cheating and this, that, and the third, because, you're not talking to each other. It's just a lot of unnecessary stuff people put themselves through with the lack of communication.
Yeah, and
to your point,
Go ahead, bro.
No, what I was going to say was, to your point, I think, like what you were saying about, getting to know her, I think also you have to know who you are. A lot of times, we get into these relationships and we don't know who we are. So we're expecting something from someone that we don't even, like, you want me to give all of you, but I don't know who I am. So if I don't know who I am and I don't know what it is that I want, how can I expect, to get the same from somebody else when I'm looking for answers and I don't have any answers to bring to the table for myself either. So maybe you're asking somebody to be something that they're not, when you haven't even figured out who you are and what it is that you want. And I see a lot of relationships, a lot of marriages for that matter, fall by the wayside like that.
Yeah, and I think sometimes when you communicate, like Clint said, when you communicate from the beginning, even when you communicate from the beginning, sometimes the communication breaks down somewhere in the relationship where it's just no communication, where you can't communicate. People's not, people taking things the wrong way and not understanding. And sometimes you've been in a relationship for a while, and it gets to communication is non-existent, and that causes you to look by the wayside and look elsewhere and entertain other options. So you kind of like you said, maintaining communication throughout the whole entire relationship is the key. Because once you lose communication, it's kind of the ball is going anywhere.
Yeah, and one thing I always tell people too is, from what I learned, from watching my grandfather and my grandmother on my dad's side, and watching my dad and his wife, things happen in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know what type of people you're dealing with. So it's like when people go into a relationship, all they're thinking about most of the time, all of us from the beginning, is all the good things. Know what I mean? When everything's going good, everything's happy, that's all we're thinking about. So sometimes we will overlook certain character flaws in a person because we're looking at them through rose-colored glasses. You know what I mean? So we don't know when, trials and tribulations hit us, because, tomorrow, nobody knows tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Right.
Anything happen tomorrow. So when it ain't good, you got to know that person, whether male or female, is going to be down for you still. You know? And, especially if you're marrying them or intend on marrying them, know what I mean? Or some people are married to people who really don't know, when they take their vows for sickness and health. The reason why I brought up my dad and my grandfather's relationship is because my grandmother got sick, and you have to deal with that. This is what you signed up for. You know what I mean? My dad got sick. His, and he ended up passing. And his wife, she still by him. She, she was strong enough to hold him down while he was going through that ordeal. These are things that people don't think about when going into a relationship. You know what I mean? And it sometimes don't have to be that serious with somebody getting sick.
Right.
It may just be a loss of a job.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? An accident. You feel me?
Right.
The person can't move like they was moving before. Or now, if you so in love, or that person so in love with you, are they still going to stick it out with you through that?
Yeah.
Do you know that? Do they know that?
Yeah.
Right.
You feel me? Because will you do it for them? You got to ask yourself that same question.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because I seen the picture. It was on Facebook, to where the guy and the girl got, I guess she got caught in a fire, and she was burnt all over. And the guy stuck it out with her. Her boyfriend stuck it out with her. Still with her to this day. Body all burned up. She don't look like she used to. Now, I had to sit there and really ask myself, could I do that?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a question you got to ask yourself and really be honest with myself. You know what I mean? Could I stick it out? You know what I mean? Like, I really got to be in love. It got to transcend physical.
That's a very good point.
Appearance.
And you're right. People don't think about that stuff before they get into relationships, and I think that's where we kind of fall short. But and if you're in any kind of relationship, there's going to be trials and tribulations. It's really about can you fight through it and fight through it together instead of fighting at each other. And then, like Sonny said, sometimes that's where people's attention diverts to somebody else. But let's just call it what it is. It's being selfish. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm not getting what I'm wanting here, so now I'm really going to be. And and that's the thing that's always interesting about relationships is that we come into this world as one. I mean, we just come into this world as one person, and you'll leave this world as one person. So, you're asking yourself when you get into a relationship, or even the most ultimate relationship as far as a marriage, okay, I'm going to put my selfish way, because think about it like this: all of that time until you got into this serious relationship or your marriage, you're thinking about yourself and you're doing things for yourself. Now, all of a sudden, it's going to stop being about me and being about us. For a lot of people, that's hard. That's a hard concept to deal with, because that's not something you can turn off or turn on. It's us 24/7, and it's are you going to be committed to the commitment, or is it just something for show? If it's something for show, then it's not going to last.
Exactly.
I like that. Are you going to be committed to the commitment?
Yeah.
You have to be.
That's good right there. Yep.
But that's the thing. Like, is you gotta under like you said once, and that's one thing I wanted to ask you, Kyle, because I asked Clint too. If you were like say if you were cheated on, horribly, you went through the motions, after you kind of don't really come back from it, bounce back from it. Mm-hmm. Do you think that jades the man's opinion of monogamy once they've been cheated on and they've been hurt to the core?
If you're shallow, it can, but you have to because you have to view every woman different. You have to view every relationship different. Fact. So if you're shallow, then it wouldn't be safe for me to say, okay, well, Sonny did this to me, so I'm going to do every woman like this because no, you're not a full representative. You're one woman out of 30 women that might come into my life. You know what I'm saying? Or 20 women. Or how many other women, that I get involved with, or at least at the very bare minimum get to know on an intimate level. So, one that would be it's a very shallow way of thinking. Does it happen? Obviously, It happens a lot, but I would like to think that I'm a little bit deeper than that to where I wouldn't let that. Now, obviously, if you're hurt really bad, then, sometimes, and Clint made a good point. Like, sometimes you have to, it's okay to be single. Maybe you need that time. Let's say, like I heard you talking earlier about, being in that relationship for 3 or 4 years. You know what, to be honest, if you went through is what you just described, it might take you another 3 or 4 years before you can get over that. And so maybe it's another 3 or 4 years before you get into another relationship.
That's just how it was. Everybody's like, why are you still single? Why you don't want to date anybody? I'm like, because I knew emotionally I was not ready for anything. Like I said, when you get hurt to that core like that, I don't think, and that's why I said I don't understand why people bounce from relationship after being hurt. You have to take time for yourself because you got to keep, and then on top of that, you have to understand, like, when you get cheated on to that magnitude or worse, or whatever the case may be, whatever your worst is considered to you, you have to take time for yourself because you have to figure out what attracted you to that person. And, like, when you bounce from relationship, and you keep attracting the same type of person, you have to take a minute and realize, what are you doing that's attracting these type of people? How do you fix that? How do you shift that to something else? Because something about you is attracting these same type of people, and you keep getting them bouncing around, you're not getting anywhere. You have to kind of take a minute. And in my situation, when the person I'm with now, completely different than what I was used to. We have our own issues, but from what I was dating, it was the complete opposite. And you kind of have to like this relationship is not perfect, but we go through our problems, so like that without really trying to fix those and things like that. But you kind of have to like take yourself out of the situation and get time to yourself, like you said, to know yourself, to love yourself. And I don't think people are okay with being by themselves. They think they have to be with somebody. Right. And you don't have to be with anybody. You can be, like, and that's one thing I had to tell my friends for a long time. Oh, you single, you ain't with nobody, you're not worried about, because I don't need somebody to define who I am. I don't need to be with somebody to be okay with myself. I'm okay with myself. And once you love yourself and are okay with being by yourself, then you can add another person into the mix. You don't need to feel like, oh, I broke up with someone, let me go find somebody. And that's the problem. People break up with somebody 1 minute, like a month later, or not even a month later, 2 years later, they with somebody else.
Right. You want to know why that happens, though? Me and one of my closest friends, we always say the scariest place in the world. The scariest place in the world is the mirror. Because it really takes.
He said that.
He did. It really takes. The scariest place in the world is the mirror. Because you really have to look at yourself honestly. When it's just you. I got this from my father. I used to, I caught him a few times. Like, he'll go in the bathroom. When I was young, I didn't understand what he was doing. And he'll just stare in the mirror. You feel me? And sometimes you see his facial expressions change, and I'm thinking, I don't know what, as a young boy, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? So when I asked him, he was like, I'm breaking myself down. I'm being honest with myself. I got to look in the mirror to be honest with myself to see who I truly am at this moment. Because if I'm not honest with myself about who I am, how can I move forward?
Right.
I'm moving forward falsely. You know, I'm not moving forward on a strong foundation. You know what I mean? How can I truly say I love me if I can't be honest with me? So I can't even say I love you. I can't, you know, he's still talking to me. I can't say I love you, my son, if I can't look in the mirror and say I love me. You know what I mean? Or know who I am, because how can I teach you?
That's true.
You know,
that is so true.
You know what I mean? So that's how I took it. That's what I always say. And it's hard because sometimes, I mean, I'll be honest with you, the first time I ever really did it, you know what I mean, I broke down and cried because you really have to accept your fault sometimes. And it's hard.
Exactly.
It's hard, especially when you got pride. That's why they say pride comes before the fall. You know what I mean? Something to that nature. You know what I mean? Because when you got pride, you know what I mean, it's hard for you to really pick yourself apart, to break yourself down. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to look weak.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or you don't want to be vulnerable. I don't want to use the word weak. You don't want to be vulnerable. There's nothing wrong with being vulnerable. You feel me? Because that state right there help you grow. And most people don't want to grow.
He taught you that, you know, when you're looking in the mirror, you can't lie to the mirror. You know, you could bullshit everybody in the world, but you can't bullshit what you see in the mirror. I mean, and that is so real. And I think, and you make a great point about, you know, being able to admit your faults, because, and I think a lot of us, you know, maybe, you know, a lot of us, if we're honest with ourselves, a lot of us are a lot better in our minds than what we really are in real life. You know, we all have our shortcomings. And, you know, and I was just thinking about what Sonny was saying as far as like relationships. And my dad told me once, it didn't really make a lot of sense until I got older. But he said when it comes to relationships, he said, especially when you're dealing with people, and if you find yourself, you know, getting the same kind of people, he said, and you start to look around, okay, well, what am I doing wrong? He said it's one or two things. He says either your selection or your execution, one of the two. So either you're selecting the wrong woman or wrong man, or it's your execution that it's something that you're not doing in the relationship to carry it out. Now, that doesn't speak to cheating. That's just talking about how you go in and out of these relationships and why they seem to fall apart. You know, it's either the selection or the execution. Either way, that's on you, and and that's a part of, you know, our self-assessment that we have to look at to see what it is that we're doing wrong if we keep getting the same type of person or same type of results.
Fact.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, like, I watch friends do it, and I just like, maybe you need time for yourself. But I think they're so wrapped up into not looking like they become single. It's like you don't have to be single. Basically, what you're doing is you're settling with your relationship that's not going anywhere. Maybe you need to take time for yourself, and people don't do that. People, like I said, I heard it. People were like, oh, well, why are you single so long? You ain't got nobody. You don't got no man. I'm okay with that. I don't want a man. That's how I felt. At that particular time in my life, I didn't want anybody. I didn't feel like what I was ready for. I wasn't ready for any of that. I wasn't ready for anything serious. I wasn't ready to be with anybody. And to the point where it took a while before I got in this relationship to realize whether or not I want to be in a relationship, because I'm like, I'm going to be by myself. I don't have to talk to you about it. I don't have to deal with certain things and stuff like that. And it took a lot for me to even say, you know what, let me try this out, because I got to the point where I was so single for so long, I didn't want to be with anybody, because I like not dealing with that, you know, stuff that you do in a relationship. You have to be, you know, compromising. Like, I was on my own little ways. But
right.
I had accepted myself. I had loved myself. I had got to know who I was as a person outside of having a man. And, you know, I dated around. I met guys and things like that. I dated, talked to people, and met people and things like that. But it became a point where, you know, you kind of have to think about a lot of things. You have to reevaluate your life. You have to reevaluate everything. And even in present, when you're in a relationship, you have to reevaluate everything. You have to think about things. You have to reevaluate things. You have to have conversations you don't want to have conversations about. You gotta be able to talk about things. And once you get to the point, like Clint said, you at a standstill, it's a problem. It's red flags all up and through the place. and you have to make a choice whether to stay or whether to go. I mean, you want things to work out, but sometimes things just don't work. And rather than being miserable, you might as well be single. Like, and I hate people that are like, oh, you single, you miserable. No, you're in a relationship and you're miserable. But you staying there.
One thing, you know, about about when you do, you know, in a relationship, you know how we say, you know what I mean, some of us grow apart. You know, how you just naturally you grow apart because at the end of the day, we still individuals.
Yeah.
So individually, you know what I mean, our own right, we're going to mature, we're going to learn things, you know what I mean? So it's up to us as a couple to incorporate that somehow into the relationship. Now, sometimes, you know, one person in a relationship is growing and the other isn't. You feel me? So that's what causes issues in a lot of relationships as well. Now, I want to be clear, though. You know, everybody moves and grows on their own time. So just because you're in a relationship and it's your season, so to speak, I know people like to say that is your season, and the other person is waiting on theirs, you know, that doesn't make them wrong. You know, y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, they're
definitely.
You know, they're not the wrong person in the relationship. It's just that at this particular time, they may be going through something. Now, when you're outgrowing, you maybe can't help them no more. You know, no matter how much you love them, no matter how much they love you. So either, you know, I mean, you can try your best to help them, but sometimes you can't, and you have to step away from that relationship. Sometimes you have to know when to walk away from a relationship, because if you don't, then that's when other issues arise. Then you don't walk away. Now you feeling stuck. Now your resentment starting to build, and then what you do? So now you stepping out.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I think that's you hit that right on the head. Like that's where most people go.
Yeah, and instead of just stepping off and saying like, listen, we're obviously in two different spaces right now, and I can't operate in your space, and you can't operate in mine. You feel me?
Right.
I think we should part ways, but you don't do that because you may feel obligated or whatever reason, and that goes back to communication. You know, you're going to end up doing something. They might end up doing something because they resent you, so they might, you know what I mean, you know how some men are. I got friends, so I know for a fact how some men think. You feel me? When they women hit their stride and they not, you feel me? Oh, I know how to get her. She thinks, you know what I mean? She thinks she's doing it. I can get another bra. I can get another female, this, that, and the third. And so they go out and do something dumb, not realizing what they got. But that's their own insecurity. You know what I mean? Insecurity made them do that. You feel me? You don't understand that when you're 20, 21, 22. Some do, but some don't. Most don't. You feel me? You don't understand that till you get older. That, bro, you was being immature, insecure, and broken. You wasn't being strong. You wasn't being a man. You feel me? You was being a boy. You was thinking like a boy.
Yeah.
I got a question I want to throw out to you guys. How much? Because I know we always hear the numbers, and I'm going to talk about marriage real quick. A question about marriage. We always hear the numbers like 55% of marriages end in divorce. So how much does seeing people or having family members or maybe parents that have 40, 50-year marriages, how much does that play into someone's success or failures in their relationships and potentially marriage? Or does it play a role at all?
I think it does. And from my point of view, and I'm gonna be real honest and real blunt. My family, people people not married. People do get married. They get married for whatever reason. It may be love at one point, and then it turned into something else. So in my family, as far as I'm concerned, I've seen poor marriages. So, and it affected me because I don't. And like not even just family, watching friends and stuff get married and getting married for the wrong reasons. It's dated my sense of marriage. Like I don't want to I don't want a false marriage. If I'm going to get married, I want to be head over heels, madly, deeply in love with the person I'm married. I want to marry you just because we got kids. I don't want to marry you because I've been with you for years and I'm off what I had married you. Like, I don't want that. I want to be so much in love with you that I can't tell if I'm coming or going because I just want to follow you around and just hug you for no reason, just kiss you like, baby, I just love you. I don't know. I want to be that stupid in love. Like, that's not, I'm being frank. I want to be that stupid in love. That's the only way I'm getting married. I don't want to be, like, if I second guess it or not sure, we're not getting married. That's just how I feel because I've seen it. People get married for the most stupidest reasons, where people that thought that, I'm married and it make it happen, and in my family, marriage was obsolete. And if you did get married, it didn't last. So I think that affected me, and my biggest fear is getting married and then it not working. That's my biggest fear of getting married to someone after years of being with them, getting married, and then us not working out. That scares me to death.
Me personally.
Okay.
Man, like that's a great question. Because for me personally, like I was a confused child because when it came to relationships, how I view relationships was so crazy. Like I brought up my grandfather and my grandmother earlier. My dad's mother and father. They were married for years, about 30 plus years.
Wow.
She was. When I say, I love my mom. My daughter is number one. Then right now, then my mama. But when my grandma was alive, my grandma was just something about her. The way she loved me, that's what I thought a woman was. That's who I wanted. I wanted to marry a woman just like her. You feel me? And my grandfather, he was like my hero. Then one day, grandma after my grandma passed, and one day at my aunt's wedding, I look at this lady. I'm like, damn, she looked just like my grandpa. Come to find out, he had ended up having a whole another family. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So you gotta understand what that did to my psyche. That's my hero.
Right.
And my grandmother was the epitome of any woman, no woman could touch. And this is what, like, you done killed that dream. I killed that dream for me. You feel me? That broke me. That killed my dream. And then, my dad and my mom, they was, when they was together, all I seen was, domestics. You feel, arguing.
Right.
That's all I seen. So, but then I had my family members, like my aunt and my uncle, wonderful marriage. So I looked at everything from every angle, and I came to the conclusion that it took me a while to come to this conclusion. My situation is my situation.
Right.
You feel me? I can't go off what my grandfather and my grandmother went through, because as a grown man now, I can see, he may have been faced with decisions. They may have been going through something. Who knows what happened? You know what I mean? So I can't go off that. I can't let that affect my happiness. You know what I mean? So it for a long time it did damage me, because I didn't trust nobody. Like, trust was out the window. Like, I can't trust nobody. But now I look at it like, you know what? All I can worry about is me. If a relationship don't work out, it's because of me, not because of some thing that I was dealing with because of my grandfather, my dad, or my mom, and this or that and the third. I have to accept responsibility. So it plays a part. But once you get past it, at a certain time, you gotta let it go. You can't let it hold you back, because you can't move forward. You'll never be able to move forward if you're holding on to something, somebody else went through. You know what I mean? Don't make that your pain. That's what I learned. Don't make somebody else pain.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
We're in the after show now.
That is a great point.
Yes, we are. We know. Kyle got us all into that.
I'm sorry. I called.
That was a great question. We're not even mad at that.
I'm sorry. I called in just to ask one question. I've been on here like 30 minutes.
No.
Hey, man, we appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Don't even matter.
Oh, no. I listen all, you know what's funny? I listen all the time, but like, I was thinking about it. I said, man, why do I always miss this show? But I normally for my podcast, I'm normally either recording or editing at this time. So that's how I always miss y'all's show. So I always catch it. You know, I always listen like on Saturday or Sunday, something like that. So, but I wasn't doing anything tonight, and then I saw the tweet. I was like, man, let me call in and listen. But this is great. This is a really, really great show as always.
Yeah, Buffy. But definitely we appreciate it. But Kyle, tell them about your podcast because you know you do your podcast. I listen to this podcast too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for listening. It's a podcast. It's called the 12 Kyle Podcast. You can find it on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud. It's a cool podcast, if I must say so myself. I talk about different things, really just on whatever I feel like talking about. I'm really, really big on music, so I talk a lot of hip hop. Quite a few of the podcasts that I've done. Quite a few of the podcasts I've done this year have dealt with talking about some of the greater albums, hip-hop albums that are turning 20 years old. Albums like Reasonable Doubt by Jay-Z, Nas's It Was Written, Outkast, ATLiens, The Score, All Eyes on Me, Philadelphia Half-Life by The Roots. So I've done podcasts on all of those.
That's era right there.
Yeah. It's an incredible era, and I'm a big hip hop head. So not so much as today's hip hop, but like old school hip hop. That's my wheelhouse.
I understand that.
Yeah, no disrespect to Drake and those dudes. I just can't. It's not for me. You know, I can't listen. And I live in Atlanta, so I don't listen to Future.
Yeah. No, and it's funny because I like every when I come home when I'm cooking or cooking, I blast like music. There's always some old hip hop shit. So I'm in here and I'm rocking out. I'm listening to Lost Boys, Jeeps, Lex Coopes, the Beamers, and the Benz. And I'm in here like just rocking out. I'm in here like when I tell you I love them. I'm in here rocking out. My daughter looked at me like I'm crazy. She was sitting next to the table with me. She's like, "What the hell?" I'm like, "Yo, like, what's going on?" I'm like, "This is the real hip hop right here. This ain't whatever." Because like these rappers got some stupid ass names, Big Baby something. Like they got stupid ass songs that I like. I found out who that guy was. Oh my God, what's the name of the song? Panda. I didn't know who the hell that was.
Me either.
Like I'm like, what is this? And I'm telling her this is real hip hop right here. And I'm like, now mind you, I got her. She knows Bone Thugs because that's them my baby, so she know them. But like I'm playing like, but she knows Tupac because I forgot to play that too. Like, she knows certain hip-hop songs, but, like, she didn't hear that one, and I played that. I don't know how she didn't know about, like, Two Dreams in Bed because, like, I've been playing music to her since she was in the womb. So, she be listening to all types of stuff. But, like, I'm telling her, this is real hip-hop. I don't know what the fuck that other shit is. And them little skinny legs, some skinny jeans, and this stupid shit.
You know what it is? It's rap. It's rap, but it's not something that because we came from a different era. And we have a different level of appreciation for the music that we listen to, and like my oldest son is 17, so I don't, I listen. I've tried to listen to some of the music they listen to, but it's just not for me. But the cool part about it is they listen to the music that I listen to. So they listen to, if we're in the car and I'm playing Eric B for President, they know the words. So I think that's cool that you have to expose your kids to that kind of music because, if not, they won't, because they're not going to, because think about it, they don't listen to the radio like we did, and when they listen to the radio, you hear what's on the radio. So, and it's not the kind of music that we grew up on. So on my podcast, I talk about hip-hop, I talk about a lot of different things, dating, relationships, sex, you name it, whatever, just basically whatever I feel like talking about whenever I sit down.
Yeah.
So if you get a chance, check out the podcast. It's pretty. I'll put it like this: if you listen to one episode of my podcast, you'll probably listen to more. I'll put it like that.
Yeah, because I started on the summertime one, and I actually it's funny too talking about hip hop because I listened to this podcast called The Critical Dump, and they were having a show about who pays for the date, But in the beginning of the show, they were talking about the current alleged. I'm putting the quotations up, hip hop. And they had me rolling because, they were talking about the skinny jeans. They were talking about the way these dudes dress now and things like that. And it makes you laugh because you know. And like I said, I feel like my mom when you grow up, your mom says, hey, you don't know nothing about good music. And it's like, no, now these kids don't know nothing about good music.
Right.
Like,
you know what it is?
You know.
When it comes to hip hop now, I think they got lazy as far as if you listen to the production, of like some of these beats that these kids, like these dudes be getting, and if you can imagine like Biggie or Pop hopping on some of these, like the beats, I gotta give it to them. Some of these beats in the production are wonderful. It's the lyrics.
Yeah.
Like I think, and today's hip hop is more, like our era was more making you think. You know what I mean? Like consciously, it made you think about there. They had the street, the hardcore rap, but it was lyricism involved in it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We got all rappers and not MCs. Back then we had MCs.
Yep.
Now we got rappers.
You listen to Ghostface. You listen to Ghostface back in the day.
Yeah.
And all the metaphors that man used to throw at you. You know what I mean? Like you had to rewind Ghostface lyrics, like verse, like what did he say? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now it's just
right.
Yeah. Now it's like, what they saying? It's like it's drug music. That's what I call it. To be quite honest with you, because that's all they talk about is drugs. So to me, it's like it's getting high. It's a vibe. You can call it hip hop. I don't call it rap though.
Yeah, it's not hip hop. It's rap.
Yeah.
You can tell like when they were talking about, I want to say it was Nas and I forget who else was it. They were talking about it. Basically, like they don't have, like right now we don't have MCs. We have rappers, and rappers are only here for the money. MCs give you a story. Like when you take it back, like even with like I listen to Matt. I haven't listened to DMX Slipping. Like when you listen to the lyrics of the beat. First of all, I'm one of the people that beat catch you. I'm listening to the song. I want to hear the lyrics. I want to hear what they're saying. And when you listen to what they're saying, it's a story they're telling. Like these, like you said, now you're listening to let's pop pills, let's do drugs and stupid shit like that. Like stupid shit that don't fucking matter. It don't make sense. Like when you listen to hip hop from back in the day, they're telling the story. Not all, but some. Like it was just like it made you like you felt that music. Like some part of that song caught you. Like when you listen to Keep Your Head Up, or you listen to I Ain't Mad at You, or you listen to like this different songs. You can go from Bone Thugs, you can go from Biggie Smalls. I was funny because I posted something on Facebook yesterday about I listened to Thug Love and then Notorious Thugs, and I was asking which song was better. You can't really compare the two, but because you compare them and try to figure out which one you thought was better. But like when you listen to those songs, it's different than what you're listening to now.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and you're able to get something out of it. I think the music now, I call it microwave music. I mean, like, because the record labels, they just want they want hits. And the thing that's scary is, and I tell my kids this all the time, like the guy or the girl who was hot 3 years ago, they're broke now. You know what I'm saying? They're not in the end because they don't. The music industry is not necessarily looking to craft careers anymore. They're just trying to get people, whoever got the hot song. I mean, like, I'll give you a perfect example. What was the guy? Bobby Shmurda. This kid had the number one hit in America, and then he went to jail. And like he's doing like a 7-year bid, and by the time he gets out, he's not making any more records after that. No, because his fan base would be 7 years older. So what he was rapping about, 2 years ago, it's not because and if you don't have any type of skill, any type of talent, then and a lot of these and I'm not gonna say all, but a lot of today's rappers, they don't have a lot of talent. So like you said, they're falling back on the beat. And I don't want to say anybody can make a dope beat, but if you're listening to a rap song and the first thing you say is, "Oh, that beat is dope," then that's part of the problem right there. Because like for me, I want to be checking for the lyrics.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what's funny because I was sitting here and there listening to music about when I got home, and I was listening to J. Cole, and I was like, he's like, and I got this guy that I met back in Philly a long time ago. He had that city. He's like, listen to his song. He is a an MC. I had worked as him as an MC. And you see people that got the talent, like even Drag On from Rough Riders. Like, what happened to him? That boy was so talented. What happened? Like, J. Cole came out, dropped some hits, he's gone. Like, you see these people that, like, even Fab. Fab was hot for a minute, then he was doing mixtapes, got hot for a minute in media-wise, and then he back on mixtapes, popping up with songs here and there. Like, these are talented MCs that are just not getting the respect due to them or getting the promotion. Like, they have talent. And then you get somebody like Soulja Boy to come in with a catchy ass song. I mean, who the fuck is that? Isn't that guy who sung that song that everybody trying to figure out what the fuck he was saying? What the hell was his Young Thug? Lies. All I knew he was saying was lifestyle. I was like, I felt like what's the name? Trying to figure out what the fuck he was saying. I asked my daughter, I was like, I feel dumb because what is this dude saying? She up here rapping. I'm like, what is he saying?
They don't know. They're just rhyming along with them. I mean, that stuff is I mean, like I said, it's microwave. And you know, I think what happens is when you look at people like the three of us who are what I call tenured in hip hop, you know, it's almost like you went through a stage in your life where McDonald's was like the place to go to eat. Like you would just be so excited to go to McDonald's, and then you know, you graduated from that to, you know, I don't know, let's say Applebee's. So then, you know, when you got maybe in your early 1920, you were just happy to go to Applebee's. You know, now we're older, we're grown, we got kids, you know, so, you know, and there's nothing wrong with Applebee's, but I mean, you know, you want a real steak. You want to go someplace that's really, really nice. And that's where we are. Like, it's just, right. So now you want to go to more someplace like that. So it's like now that music, it doesn't feed us. You know, the only thing we get fed off of is the music from that we grew up on, because that, like you mentioned Ghostface, like you can put it, like you mentioned Ghostface, you can listen to a Ghostface album and still take something that came out 10, 15 years ago and you're like, damn, okay, that's what he meant by that. You know what I mean? Wherein, you know, this music of today, you know, you don't know what the hell they're talking about. But it's, you know, it's, I always say it's just not for me. It's just not.
Yeah, but we're almost to the wrap of our show. I want to thank you, Kyle, for calling in. You know I love you, and I'm always tweeting and retweeting your stuff. And I'm so happy. I was reading your blog today about the job thing. That was really good. That was a really good post. You guys check out his blog. What is it? 12 Planet something?
Yes, 12 Planet. The12planet.blogspot.com. Yeah, there was a really good article about what employers look for. So yeah, thank you for and you guys, thank you for letting me take over your show.
I may not comment as much, but I'll be reading. I like I said, I might not comment as much, and I actually did a post about feedback and liking the post. But like I said, I may not read it, I may not like comment on it, but I do read it, and I do check out your blog. That's the blog, the podcast as well. I think that's a good podcast.
Now where's your blog? Because I haven't seen your blog in a while.
I changed it to unreservedlyme.wordpress.com. Okay, I'll send you it. I'll send you the link.
Send it to me.
I'll send you the link.
I don't have it. Okay, cool.
Okay, I will definitely send you the link. But,
you guys, again, thank you for having me on. You guys have a great night, great show.
Thank you. Thank you for calling in.
Yes, we appreciate
it. All right, no
brother.
problem. Peace.
Good night.
Yeah, I appreciate him calling in. And
it's funny because I've been knowing him since I first started blogging back on my old blog. So I'm actually like, you know, I've been following him for years. And like he started that podcast. I haven't been able to catch up on it, but he has a very good podcast. But definitely check out his podcast. He dropped you the information. It'll be in the video that we do for YouTube as well. Thank you guys for listening. I know we're probably going to get a lot of response. Thank you for the Twitter comments from people that dropped off Twitter comments and retweeted what we posted and just shared in our conversation. Thank you, 12 Kyle, for calling in. I'm about to say, Debril, we miss you, and we're still praying for you. Clay, you want to drop your info?
Yeah, well, y'all already know what it is. Y'all can hit me up on my blog at kingstruth.com. You can find me on Snapchat at King's Truth, Instagram, Clint Back, CLINTBLAQ. You know, I'm on Facebook. You know, hit me up anywhere, man. Just Google me. I'm out here.
Yeah. And, you know, I am Sunny _D on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on my blog, unreservedlyme.wordpress.com, and Facebook, Google, you know, all that crap. Find our podcast. We host our podcast on blogtalkradio.com, GST Radio. Our site is gstradioshow.com. We also have a Facebook, GST Radio. Our YouTube is GST Radio. SoundCloud.com/GST Radio Show. So definitely hit those up. J-Ro is J-Ro. He's social, get social. You can find him everywhere. Google him. He's everywhere. I do want to say this before we close out the show. I've decided I put it on our blog. We're going to start doing podcast shout-outs. So if you want to be a part of that, go to our website, gstradioshow.com. And there's information on how you can get a shout-out. We're going to post the shout-outs every Saturday as we get them. So definitely check that post out. If it's something that you're interested in, we're trying to support other podcasts as well as they support us. So we're trying to get our name out there and get your name out there as well so, you know, we can kind of trade information and share light. So definitely do that. And you can follow us on our Twitter page, GST Radio, GST_radio. So definitely look that up too. Thank you guys for listening tonight. Hey, you want to sign us off?
All right, people. Nah, we appreciate y'all. Catch y'all in 7 days. Right back here, 10 p.m.
Bye.
All right, y'all. Peace and prosperity.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can seem intense. Like breakup R&B intense.
I thought you said you loved the sweater that I got you. If you didn't, you could have told me.
Geico makes it easy. Just go to Geico.com anytime to update or check your policy without all the extra drama.
I even had a gift receipt.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike, you know.
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your move.